Hey bro, thanks for joining me. It's been a minute. The last 3 or 4 days, it's been a recurring theme, the topic of presentation. I've had numerous discussions with people, and I think it's a really underrated principle. So for instance, my father was a millwright, among other things, and he would always keep a can of flat black spray paint on his bench. And when he would do a repair or build a thing, he would, as quick as possible, get a nice even coat of flat black on there. And invariably, somebody would walk by, the boss, a colleague, whoever, a client, and they would say, "Oh, wow, that looks really good." Versus before he started doing that, and if you've done any fabrication work, you'll know what I'm talking about. You've got a bunch of different pieces fastened together with bolts or welds or some other means. So you've got different colors, different surface finishes, rust, scratches, dents, all this stuff. And it looks very, well, it can look functional. It doesn't look as good as it does with just a uniform coat of flat black paint. So I think it's a really good analogy, because when we talk about presentation, it's not about dressing up with the crown jewels. It's that you can show up for that first date wearing your work clothes and you've just come from the gravel pit. Or you can go home, you can shower, and you can, put on some clean jeans and maybe a button down golf shirt, something like that, tuck it in, right? Comb your hair, and stand up straight, have some posture, have some self-confidence, and just present yourself much better. That sort of minimal effort to present yourself is kind of like that flat black coat of spray paint, right? You're going to get a lot better ROI on that little bit of effort than you would if you skipped it. And in a lot of cases, going further than that, you're not going to get much ROI either, but you have to gauge that by the situation, right? So let's pick on me here for a minute. I have numerous employers, and I'm involved in numerous businesses and other, money-making partnerships / endeavors. And some people are a little, perhaps, traditional in their views. And for instance, some people have been very vocal and quite rude to me about having my beard. Right? It's not that they think that it should be, shorter or more frequently maintained. It's that they don't think I should have it at all. And like I said, quite vocal and quite rude to me about it. And lo and behold, I still have a beard. So how do you choose? This is just an example of how you can find yourself in a conflict over presentation. So, if you have one client, I guess it might be worth your time to consider doing some stuff that makes them happy. It just depends on how strongly they feel about it and how strongly you feel about it. In my case, because I have numerous, let's say, employers, right? Numerous people I'm involved with that I get money from. It's a matter of who pays you more, right? So the ROI of me having a beard, well, it's better for my skin, which is why I have a beard. And having it a bit longer makes it a lot softer, which means that I don't get the ingrown hairs and other things I was experiencing before. So there's a lot of ROI personally for me having it, and having it the length that it is. And also, there's some people that I'm involved with that really like it. They, for whatever reason, they just think it's, the way things should be, and they compliment me on it. So it just goes to show you cannot please everybody, but be conscious of the way that you present yourself, and do whatever you do deliberately and knowingly with, the ROI in mind. How much effort did you put in, and what's your expected outcome? And by all means, listen respectfully when somebody that you're working with has feedback. But then at the end of the day, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be able to sleep at night. So I hope that you find that useful. Feel free to drop some questions or comments, and I will be sure to give them some thought and perhaps make a video on them. Thank you for joining me. It's time for me to eat lunch and get my butt back to work.